Hey everybody, it's Shamonster back again with Opus Gaming, and I'm here today to bring you guys my friend Den's first place deck profile from this past weekend's in-person regional at the Peoria location. So, how was the event, Den?
It was very fun. Played a lot of good players.
Definitely.
Felt a lot less draining than online's.
No, I know that like playing in person, it just kind of feels better. I feel like for a lot of players, there is a pretty diverse position on that topic, but in general, I think a lot of players really enjoy playing in person because it just kind of feels like locals, like a bigger locals, right? The energy's higher, so
yeah.
Definitely. What did you take to the event, and what was the format? I think that's really important.
I took Kid Green. It was pretty much OPO2 with Boat and Kouzuki band.
Nice. How'd you feel about the format? Was it a pretty interesting lineup of players?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. A lot of people took Film Kid to this, but I chose not to.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Before we get like too deep into the deck profile, we'll just kind of start off with like, what are some of your choices that you ran for your list?
So I decided not to run Momos in this list. I'm only running Bonnies as the searcher. I felt like when I was running Momos, I didn't feel like he was that impactful. A lot of games where you need to find your supernovas, like your 8-drop, you don't want to tap Momo, and I don't feel like that would be good for the deck.
Yeah, I totally get that. Playing the Julio Bonnie is just a very consistent card. So if you're playing the best 50 cards in a list, I can see where you would make that concession for sure.
The second one drops, Pwn 4. Just a very consistent 1/1.
Yeah.
I did not run into a lot of new gates this tourney.
Oh, nice.
Actually, not a lot of reds either.
Okay.
But during the online tourney, there were times where I would want to drop like just 2 Capones and force him to invest 2 Dawns into the early swing.
That makes total sense for sure. So that seems like a consistent like 1-drop lineup. Are those the only 1-drops that you're playing for the list?
Yes, that is these are my only 1-drops. These 8.
Okay. Do you feel like you can get something consistently to play on 1, or do you always need to drop a card on 1?
You don't always need to drop on 1. I feel like this deck is entirely control, so you don't really need to drop anything until like 5 or 6 Dawn.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense for sure. Would you run for your
other? A
other?
lot of times when you're dropping Bonnie on 2, you want to tap it against red, because then they would just Vista it, right? If you don't. For 2 drops, Killer. A lot of times you don't have Bonnie. You actually need this draw, and a 1K counter is just really nice to have. And then 2K counters, Apu 4.
That makes sense. Did you ever summon Apu? I always ask players this when I see that card.
No, I feel like there's no reason to summon Apu. A lot of times against Law, I feel like I would just swing with the blocker instead of like just having another body.
That makes sense. Yeah, we need another Supernova 2K just for variety, right?
Right.
All right.
3 drops. 4 Raizo. This card with Bonnie helps keeps your kid alive. Your 8-drop kid.
Feeling the hand is huge, and honestly, I love Raizo so much. So nice.
Yes, it is. It's so good with Bonnie.
I agree.
Another 3-drop. Izo. You play this to KO their searchers, and then you bounce it back later with Law. It's always just nice to have.
For sure. Izo is a really... And hitting of... What does it hit? Is it 4 cost and less?
Yes, it is 4 cost and less.
That's really, really nice. Absolutely.
And the last 3-drop, Sachi. Just a blocker, 4K, 1K counter as well. It can't get popped by Vista. It can't get popped by Whitebeard. It takes investment like Otama and then Vista, or Otama and then swing with Whitebeard to pop this. It protects your kid like really well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Playing the 4 Shachi, I actually really like that because I think that's really unique. I think even in any of my green decks, the highest number I've ever gotten up to was 2, but it makes perfect sense because it's really important for the red matchup.
It's at 4 because it's not searchable by Bonnie.
That makes sense.
You need to draw into it. That's why Raizo is at 4 as well.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense for sure. Not having a searcher for the penguin and the Shashi has always been a thing for like why I haven't been running them. So that's really cool to see.
Right. I'm not running any 4-drops, but a lot of 5-drops. First, 4 Karis, just 2k counters. I think Karis is the prettiest card. 3 Law. This card is crazy. It protects your Bonnie. It drops out. It drops out Raizo. It protects. It drops out Sachi as well. It bounces back Izo, so you don't waste a 2k counter. This card would be at 4, but there are a lot of non-counters in this deck. So that's why I decided to cut it down to 3. But the card is just kind of crazy.
Yeah, I love that card. It's so good.
I have Hawkins at 3. This card is kind of just a jet pistol bait. Like when I drop this on 5 and then they just jet pistol this, I just feel so happy because I know they're one jet pistol less off of my 8-drop kid, and that just feels so good. And if this card stays on board, it's just a menace, right?
Your opponent doesn't want to deal with it, that's for sure. Once they start swinging, especially with an aggressive like red leader or something, they're going to have a lot of targets that are rested for you to constantly swing into with Basil. So definitely a scary situation for them.
This card actually has won me like a lot of games.
I believe it.
Tournament.
It's crazy. Basil's been around for so long, but it's just so solid. It's such a good card.
Right. Lastly, 4 Drakes. Honestly, everybody plays around Drake. This is kind of just a 1k counter.
Okay.
You could just run Yamato over this slot, but Yamato isn't searchable. Or the secret rare Yamato.
Okay, I was gonna say because Yamato doesn't have that. The other Yamato doesn't have counter, but yes, I can. Okay, right. I can see that. Yep, the secret rare Yamato is crazy. So
the only reason why you would run secret rare Yamato is to like potentially like OTK someone. It's like a win more card. If it's on board, it doesn't really do anything to progress your board.
No, I like that. I like that 5-drop lineup a lot, and I think you should have some really, really powerful ones. Like you were saying, the Law and Basil combo is crazy. You can drop those really nicely in the mid game, so I like seeing them.
Right. It's Law is a 5/6 as well, like Drake and Hawkins. If it's behind 8-drop kid, I'm always just like swinging with this if I don't need to block against like a Whitebeard.
Definitely.
And finally, before
the man himself,
8-drop kids.
Awesome.
This is the core of the deck. It's built around this card. You protect this card and you win. A lot of situations where they don't want to like attack live, I just like drop a second one and just chill.
Definitely. I was going to ask you, how many times do you like dropping the back-to-back kids? Kind of like turn after turn?
If you can afford it, I feel like it's just always nice to have. Because like if they pop one, you have the other one already on board. Which
is really, really important for sure.
And lastly, for Gibson.
Okay.
I kind of don't like this card, but I feel like it's necessary at 4. Sometimes against Law, they want to be swinging, and if you hit, and they keep their board standing like the whole game, right? And if you hit this off, like you force them to rest something, and then you can actually progress into the game.
I like that. I like that it's a very straightforward like character card to event card lineup, right? Like all of your cards do something very specific, and just having the 4 of Punk Gibson is just super consistent. I like that.
Right. The deck is very consistent. I'm not running any one-ofs, any 2-ofs.
No, absolutely.
Just 3s and 4s.
No, so what was the event like? I know that you said that you didn't run into very much red. What were you seeing like? And with this event being kind of the end of OPO2, I know that a lot of people kind of either branch out to playing new decks and stuff because everybody's so excited for OPO3. So what was the event like, and what did you see?
I played in a Vonk round 2. I played 2 Laws. The first Law I played was round 1. He ended up X1 whole tourney. I played Law in the finals. I played 2 Mirrors, I think. They were both Novas, no film. And then I played 3 Reds for sure. 1 Zoro, 1 Luffy, and 1 Whitebeard. I don't think I'm missing anything.
Yeah, no, I mean that's such a diverse lineup of decks to play compared to only playing red, right? Which I know has been a thing in a lot of One Piece metas. So the next big question is kind of not really looking back at your deck and would you change anything, but looking forward for OPO3. I know that Supernovas haven't gotten any new cards, and I know that the Wano package hasn't gotten any new cards. So what are you going to be doing for green deck in OPO3, and do you think that you're going to stick with Eustass Kid as a leader?
I might come back to Kid, but he's for now. I feel like he's kind of bad into yellow. He's kind of bad into black, but black and yellow aren't really great colors. And green is just crazy into red. It's just like crazy into blue as well. So, maybe when black and yellow falls off, I'll go back to Kid.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like for all green players, just seeing Katakuri come out as the secret rare for this set is just so cringy for us. We just don't want to deal with that. But no, that's awesome. Are you going to be playing in any more like in-person events for the year? Is traveling for like the card game something that you're really looking forward to?
I'm trying to go to everyone I can. Probably
definitely.
Oklahoma next.
When is Oklahoma?
It should be in August.
August? Okay. So yeah, just right at the end of summer. That's really sweet. So any last thoughts on the tournament or anything like that?
I was expecting to see a lot more red than I did, but
yeah, no, I believe it. I would have expected to hear about.
Actually, I was like, I actually was like terrified of laws, but
yeah, no, I believe that.
Getting to.
What was the law matchup like?
In OPO1, this deck was getting destroyed by law. If they hit, it's because they're like really efficient with their Dawn. Like they can play 5-cost Luffy for 2 Dawn, right? And then they just invest fully to clear your A drop, and you can't block out of it without like dumping your entire hand. Or they can just Okama pistol for really cheap, or they just Vista your blockers. It's a pretty rough matchup, but
okay, awesome.
I don't know if my opponent's bricked or what, but
no, awesome. Well, thank you guys. This is me, Jamonster with Opus Game, and we're gonna be out. Thanks again, Den, and congratulations on your first place finish. That's insane.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, of course. All right, take care, guys.